Kimblissimo. Thanks for joining me this morning for Pajamas and Pancakes. And this morning, what we're going to be cooking, and I learned this when I lived in Sardinia, Italy. We're going to be cooking, here's the ingredients, Carbonara Frittata. It's a spaghetti carbonara frittata. So a lot of times, even if you make a pasta the night before, you can do this for breakfast. It's a breakfast and a dinner food. And so it's great for leftovers. So here's our ingredients: eggs, olive oil, pasta, spaghetti, and some garlic, bacon, parsley, Parmigiano Reggiano, and a little bit of cream, and some milk, and eggs, 6 eggs. My eggs have been soaking, or they've just been washed off. So first what we're going to do, I have the pasta water boiling, and we're going to, see if you can see, maybe I need to tilt the camera more. We are going to add the pasta in. I just, this recipe was when I lived in Sardinia, which is an island off of Italy, and I lived with 3 girls, and I went one day to a town, I think it was called Carbone, and my maiden name is Carbone, and in that town we ate carbonara. And what we're going to do is put the pasta in, and I add some salt in the pasta, and let me just get my salt, and then I add a little bit of olive oil too. So when you put the pasta in, let me just turn the heat up a little bit. You kind of take your spoon, stir it around. But the best cooking actually was from, the people that I visited, and her hometown. They bartered because a lot of people didn't have money. I can't remember, it was Carbone or Carbonara in that place. And her brother was a vet, and people would bring him eggs and, chickens and all kinds of produce. And there I learned to make a cheese. I can't remember the name of the cheese, but it's this cheese, and it's a delicacy apparently, and I had some. It was where there's little maggots on the cheese, and you eat the maggots, and I didn't want to be rude, so of course, I ate the maggots. And so they taught me how to make this dish. This is one of the few dishes I remember from memory because we used to make it a lot there. We were 3 girls, super poor, and it was, the night before dinner, you can make a frittata the next morning, and it's great for breakfast. So here we go. We're gonna let this pasta cook. Sometimes it takes about 6-7 minutes, but how I really test to see how my pasta's done is I throw it on the back wall, and if it sticks. That was another Italian. That's how I learned to eat pasta there too, because when I went, apparently I was eating pasta wrong. I was just it was dangling out of, the pasta would dangle out of my mouth, and they were horrified. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take 5 slices of bacon. That's what you need for the, I'm going to heat the pan first. You need 5 slices of bacon that we're going to put in the pan. Now my son wants bacon on the side too, so here is that microwave plate. I have to say that this actually makes the best bacon. So you put a towel on it, and it's about 20 seconds per bacon slice while we're waiting for the pan to be heating up. And I don't know if everyone saw yesterday that picture that I posted of the Praying Mantis. It was beautiful. It was totally like this, owning its crown. Everything we were talking about. Because yesterday was a day we talked about our attention and where our attention goes. And as you can see, some days you wake up and you don't have enough energy in the body. And when you don't, our attention is going like a chicken with its head cut off, going in all these directions like I was going yesterday. And I had drank some kombucha the night before, and that just didn't make my stomach feel all that great. And so, I was having a hard time getting my energy in the body. So what happens is our attention starts going everywhere. You know, it's like in the morning, I don't know if you have little kids or if you remember when you had little kids and you would have to, they couldn't put their shoes on, they couldn't get dressed. Even when they were older, even when they were 10, it's like, get your shoes on. And you know, a lot of times the morning is so difficult for parents. You just throw this away because, wash my hands, because I think that's the time that's most frustrating. You know, we have to go to work, we start thinking about what we have to do for the day, and I'm gonna put 5 pieces now in this cast iron pot and let this cook. And then I'm gonna put the other pieces in the microwave. So it's 5 pieces for this pasta frittata, and we're gonna put these in the microwave. Just maybe I'm gonna try it 2.5 minutes, and that way keep it on that to the side. Now we definitely, when I lived in Italy, had no microwaves. It was pretty bare bones. Especially at this one house. So a shout out to my friends in Italy, Rita, the Caruzos. And, okay. So we're gonna let this cook. We're gonna just stir this pasta. So notice though and while we are waiting, what we are going to do is we are going to make the egg mixture. So if you, I'm sure every parent did this, and that was when they were younger, you know, kids couldn't get moving, and so it would infuriate us, and everyone would yell at their kids, and you know, it would take yelling at our kids to get them in their body, which I'm not saying is good or right, but we're just being aware, we're not judging ourselves. When you crack your eggs, you know, crack them if you can on the counter, because you don't want to crack them on the edge of the bowl because of contamination. Even though we wash our eggs, or I wash my eggs before I even work with eggs. And so a lot of times what happens is, you know, as parents, we're thinking about, you know, what we have to do in the middle of the day, everything we need to get done. We're not really present. We start to, you know, get anxious because our kids aren't getting ready. Then we blast them, get ready! And, you know, they start crying. This was when they were younger. And, you know, just to get them in the body. But the more we move our attention out, what happens, and we're gonna just, I kind of puncture the eggs sometimes I forget. This way they're easier to whisk. And I just start to whisk the eggs. Get these mixing. This is, if you just joined me, thanks for joining. We are making an Italian dish that I made long ago. I learned in Sardinia, Italy. And it is spaghetti carbonara. You probably know what carbonara is, but frittata. And it's a great dish that you can do, you know, with leftover pasta. You can do it with anything, any of your pastas. You can do it with red sauce. You can turn this down a little bit. And it's awesome for breakfast. So if you have any leftover pasta, I just whip up the eggs. Here are the ingredients. The eggs, the Parmigiano, the parsley, and you can use cream. I'm using half and half and a little bit of milk. So I start to whip these up, and then I'm going to add some of the cream. This is the cream. It's like a half a cup of cream or a quarter cup. You know, I kind of do it a little light, so I've done a quarter cup of cream. Mix that in and through, and let's just see how. Sometimes with the spaghetti too, since I'm cooking the spaghetti, I can tell how it feels though. It's not done. And now I'm going to check the bacon that I put in the microwave. And I sometimes have to turn that bacon around because it cooks a lot on one side and not on the other. And I kind of only put it on one side. Let me just trim this up a little bit. Now this is good because I'm going to make the spaghetti carbonara frittata in this pan. And I'm going to use the bacon grease, and there's not much because I only have like 5 pieces here, you know, to coat it. That way when I put the eggs, the frittata, in the oven, I'm going to open this back door because my sound may go off, my fire alarm. This way it'll be nice and coated, and then we can pull it out. So now we're back, attention, back on our eggs. We added cream. Now we're going to add some milk. This is like a half a cup of milk. And we're going to add some parsley. And we're going to add here some Reggiano, and start to mix this. And let me just check the bacon. See how that's going. Perfect. So this is great. The bacon, I'm going to just pat it. It's nice and flat. And we're going to put that, we're going to cut that in a moment. Let me move these bowls out of the way. Now, what we're going to do too is we're going to add here, bacon is coming along. This is a great little gadget. This gadget, my dad is Mr. Gadget. I want to just go to his house because he's a hoarder and he's got gadgets. So this is a gadget, and what you do is you put your garlic clove in and you roll it. And look at that. It just fell right off. So this is fabulous. So I don't know if you can see, let me just turn the camera a little bit. You put your clove of garlic, usually I smash it with a knife, but this is so nice because you're rolling it and it just, well, this didn't come off right off, so let's see. Oh yeah, now when you roll it, it pops right off, and we're gonna put a little bit of the garlic in with the bacon, and I'm gonna add that in. And with the bacon, we're just gonna chop this up pretty soon here. Let's see how the pasta's doing. Let me get this spoon. Hey babe, how was your workout?
Good.
Great, good. He worked out this morning. At 5 o'clock he got up. Pretty impressive. Now, you know, I usually kind of taste it too. What you can do is throw it. See how it's sticking against the wall? Here's the pasta right there. Good shot. So this is done. The pasta is ready. And I'm going to get a strainer. Now with my pasta, I don't rinse it. And look at this. This bacon is getting done. Let me just start straining this pasta. And we have the bird sounds in the background. We were talking about attention. Yesterday, we were talking about attention going in all different kinds of directions. With this eggs mixture, what I'm going to add to is I'm going to add some oil. And I'm going to add some salt and pepper. Ooh, look at that steam. It's nice facial. I like this. I tried the pickle juice on my face. We'll see if there's any difference. And now I'm in the steam shower. This is great. So we're gonna just stir this a little more. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the garlic and we're going to chop it. So like our attention, the knife can cut through anything. So when you are focused on something that is negative, cut it off. Just think of this knife, chop it, and slice it. Just cut it and be done with it. Really, our attention, we need to train. We need to train our attention, otherwise it just goes all over the place. And then we're like a chicken with a head cut off. And really to achieve our goals and what we want to do, it's like just ask the very simple question, where's my attention? Where's my attention? And just even with awareness, we never judge ourselves. See, I don't know how to do kind of the, like, there we go, maybe the chef's chop. This is a mom cooking. And, okay, now we're going to take this. We're going to add this to the bacon. And there's not much fat in here. And we're just going to cook the garlic. And we just want to watch the garlic so it doesn't burn. So we're just going to stir it. And we'll take the bacon out in a second. Oh, that smells so good. And that is, I'm going to turn that down. I'm going to just kind of turn, there we go. Turn that off. Now you can tell still all the slope in my kitchen goes right here. So this is where it's cooking. I'm putting it very low now. Now we're going to take the bacon. We're going to put it on a plate. We'll put it right here. And we'll just pat, oh my goodness. The garlic smell smells amazing. Hi, if you just joined, today we are making spaghetti Carbonara Frittata, a dish I learned when I lived in Sardinia, Italy. And what we're going to do with this pan here is we are going to get the brush and we're going to kind of coat the pan to make sure that we'll take the excess, any oil on the pan that's excess, and we will get rid of it. Let me wipe some of the oil out, some of the bacon grease. Now my alarm may go off here soon, but we're going to just take some of that burnt garlic. I don't leave the burnt garlic in there. Usually the garlic doesn't burn, but that's okay because we're just doing it. We're just moving through it. We're not into perfect. We are into moving through a process. Keep going, what we see, hearing the birds. And, so how we get our attention back, I'm going to put a little more oil in this and coat this because when I put it in the oven, I want it to come out of, I want it to slide out. Not slide, but, the cast iron, I'm going to put this on a little higher, coat it a little more. It's going to bake in the oven for about, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. That's all I ever spend time really cooking with all my stuff. I'm just going to move this around. But you can taste the garlic in these pans. It's kind of soaked in. And some of that garlic is on the bacon. Okay, and now we're going to take the bacon and we're going to chop it up. So talking about our attention again, so our attention goes out. The first step is just being aware of where our attention goes, not judging it. Like if it's going all over, just notice it. And the next step is, our mind drives our attention out. Attention, where is it going? What do I want to create? Because my attention creates all things. So we chop this up because we're going to add this to the mixture. And then our heart brings our energy back, brings our attention back. So when we open to the wisdom of the heart, we go into the Praying Mantis, like that picture that I sent. He had his crown, he had this beautiful energy, and he stood so still. And his attention, right inward. And when you focus inward and you're still for a moment, it brings back that centeredness, that calm, that peace. It fills you up with energy. That way, if you start blasting at your kids, yelling at them because you're stressed, it blows them out of their space. Everyone gets blown out in the morning. So here we go. We have our bacon in here. So here's our mixture. So if you just joined, this is eggs, cream, milk, some parsley, bacon, some garlic. And what we're going to do is we are going to mix this mixture together. So with the pasta, we're just going to add it right into the bowl. I just use my hands, my family. And we are going to just kind of mix it together. And I should have got a bigger bowl, but look at this. It kind of cooks too because I didn't rinse the pasta off. Oh my gosh, the smell of this is so amazing. Look at this. So here's what it looks like. You can do this with any pasta left over from the night before. And you just add this egg mixture to it and it makes it into a frittata. We're gonna put it in the oven. Here we go. Let me just put it in the cast iron dish. If you don't have one, I need some other pots. We're gonna just, the smell is amazing. Look at that. Let me show you. Let me hold this up to you. So now you can have pasta. You know how a lot of kids like pasta? So you can have pasta and eggs. You can get their eggs in there. And I always use, even though it was a whole wheat pasta, it was in Italy. It was an Italian pasta. I always use Italian pasta. Now we're gonna put that in here. And we're gonna just let that cook. That takes about 25 minutes. I'm gonna move this aside and we're gonna start our protein. So the great thing is, you know, for so many years I did green drinks. Cheers, are you guys drinking your water? Usually I drink 16 ounces of water a day and that just gets you flushed out. I wait 30 minutes before I eat. And this keeps your joints, you lubed up, you need to be lubed. You know what? I'm so glad I drank my water because my attention started to gaze over at this cheese. And this cheese we're gonna add in just a little bit. And we'll cook it on the top with that cheese. We're gonna sprinkle that all over the top. Now, my son likes at the end of the week, since we're at the end of the week and we're moving into a holiday, I typically try to fix everything in my refrigerator. I talked about hodgepodge. And hodgepodge is what can I make with the foods that I still have left? Because I've been known to waste food. And I'm not, you know, real great. We're gonna put some greens in here. And a comment too was try spirulina. Yes, that is good. I've had powdered. Those look good. Those look good.
Yeah, they fit.
I think those fit. My son is growing so fast that he is growing out of clothes constantly. My nephew, he is 6'9", so my mother's jeans inside, they're really tall. So in this drink, we have banana, some greens, we have some wild berries. Let's see what time it is, okay? And then here is a scoop of protein. And we're going to put it in the magic bullet. Let me put a little bit more water. Now this blender, you know, see here's a bunch of ingredients, you know, all shoved in here. And now this is great. If you, in your mind starts to go crazy, and if it goes on this and that and this, we want to liquefy our thoughts. So all you need to think of doing is putting your mind, putting all that crap, putting things in that are negative, put it in the blender and liquefy. There we go. So let me know how that tool works. When you know you get stuck on something and your mind can't get off and you start stressing about things, you're going to liquefy your thoughts. And I'm going to grab a drink, a to-go drink, because you know they really should start school later. This 8 o'clock in the morning, before it was like 7 or no, it was 8, but they had to leave at 7 to take the bus. It's too early. They need to be going to school like at 10. So here's his drink that he's gonna take with him. He usually takes his breakfast with him. So I have to say, from the week, the favorite thing that my kids suggested were the pizzas. So I made pizza last night. the pesto. This time it's a pesto and ham. He wanted that for lunch, and I have some strawberries in there, and I have some, you know, that cinnamon bread that I made yesterday, which I got a thumbs up on from my very picky designer friend. I'm going to give him some cinnamon bread that he could take too, since I still have this. I'm just gonna cut this right here. I'm gonna get a knife, and they all loved it. The sides, this is a good snack too, especially, you know, I'm gonna put some butter on it and put it in the microwave. And you know what? Now what we're going to do is we're gonna put the Parmigiano on it. Look at this. I don't know if you can see it. You can tell it's not done. We're gonna put this on the top of it. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. So good. And we are going to put this in the toast, the cinnamon bread. Nothing like the smell of that cinnamon bread. There we go. So I think we're getting everything ready. Now it's time for me to do my Praying Mantis. I love the comment. One guy said about, you know, I said that the female of the Praying Mantis, you know, we can practice our stillness, our breath, our focus. We can have our knife in hand. That way, attention on what it is we're creating. Attention on the beauty and joy. Attention. So one guy commented that, you know, Praying Mantis, I know the female, after they have sex, she eats his head. She dethrones him. Here's my son Dwight.
Are you ready?
Yeah. You have to see, you want to say hello over here?
I thought you said you had 300 people.
Well, not right now. So anyway, here is, you don't like bacon, do you, Dwight?
No.
It's almost ready. Here's your drink. Drink your drink.
Where?
It's right there.
Here?
Yeah, right there. So there's one of my sons. He is my junior. So the female, after they have sex, she eats his head, dethrones him, and I did not know this piece, that then she lays her eggs in his body. So that's, you know, that's biology. And, all right, so this is looking good. You have your pizza in there, Dwight. You got your drink, and you have some toast here. You got some bacon here, Mateo, for you.
Okay.
Here we go. I'm just gonna go over here and give them some breakfast. Listen to the bird sounds.
You guys pretty hungry?
I don't need toast.
And the body shattered.
I don't need toast, Mom.
What's that?
I don't
Okay. You want some toast, Mateo?
No.
Okay.
All right, let's go for a walk.
All right. They're taking off, going to school. Here we go. Or you're going with Dexter for a walk?
No, you're going too. Let's
Okay,
go.
cool. Now, this is almost done. Let me just turn it up a little higher. And I'm gonna have a little mate, just so that I can, I don't know if you've had mate, but mate is a great substitute for caffeine. Mate, yerba mate, right here. It's loose leaf. I had it when I was with my clients in Chile, and they bought me this straw, so you can drink your tea. Really good. Here's your tea, Dwight. Your jasmine tea.
That's not jasmine.
No, this is a new one that I got.
This is what you gave me yesterday?
No, this is a brand new one that I bought.
Who's your,
Okay, so here we go. We got the bird sounds in the background,
The same person?
and we've got, you know,
should go
us
talk to her,
ready to
get your
leave.
suspension or
And
just stop by and ask her what the process is to get it
I
removed.
don't see you.
my son
What?
got suspended when he was a freshman. Here we go.
And you want to get it removed now.
There we go.
You just want to get it,
Yeah.
you want to get it removed
Okay.
this right away.
All right, now it is ready. Here we go. This is perfect. It looks amazing. Let's see. Here we go. This is what it looks like. This is a spaghetti carbonara frittata. It looks amazing. So thanks for joining me this morning. Have a great holiday, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Take care. Bye.
How many people are on that?